crafty friends, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. Thank you so much for joining me for Share Sunday. Today's inspiration is coming from page 179 in the 2022-23 annual catalog. And this is the card that we're kind of going to be creating. I am using Hello Ladybug and the Daisy Punch and the Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper for this card. So let's get started. This little gemmy thing off to the side. Now, I've got Old Olive and Crushed Curry as my colors today. And we are going to stamp, hopefully, oh, actually, you know what? We can stamp on this as well. We're going to do 2 of the daisies that are in the Hello Ladybug. And I just discovered that, let's get that good and inky. I just discovered actually that this stamp will fit that punch. So, yay. All right, and we're just going to kind of finagle it so that it works. And I'm not too worried that I didn't get a great impression with that. Just because I'm probably going to go over top of it with Wink of Stella. And then we're just going to move our punch around. Oops. And punch out our flowers. Now there is a tiny little bit of a border, but not too worried about it. And that's going to go off to the side. And then we're going to just do one more on this. Now, it doesn't matter because it's going to be covered with the paper. I like doing paper savers wherever possible, just because it makes the card a little bit lighter. It saves you a little bit of cash. So I want to make sure that I'm going to do it high enough that I can get it done. And also, so that it's not going to be impacted at all. Oh, shoot, a little bit too high, but that's all right. Just do another one a little bit lower. And the other bonus is that no one is going to be able to see our little blender. Hey, oh my gosh, you know you're having a Monday when? Except it's not Monday, it's Sunday. Oh boy. All right, 3rd time's the charm. Let's hope. Yay, 3rd time the charm. All right. So I'm going to put our ink pad over here before we get ink all over everywhere that it's not supposed to be. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this guy on. See, perfect coverage. No worries at all. I really do love this Hues of Happiness paper. I kind of held off getting it until I saw people using it because I wasn't sure, but I really do love the colors and the brightness of it. And the backs have this really lovely, I don't know, almost like oil paint look. Okay, so we're going to use our white next. I'm going to move our flower over here onto our stamp case. And I'm going to grab a bigger stamp block. And then this guy's going to get cut to 4 1/4. Okay, the next stamp that we're going to use out of the set is this really nice big leaf. And I love this too because if you don't have the punch, it is super easy to fussy cut. Now, get our Old Olive. Granny Apple Green is one of the coordinating colors, but I wanted to use something a little bit darker. Okay, so we're going to do 1 leaf going up, and then the other leaf we're going to have going down. Oh, that wasn't such a good impression. The good thing with the clear stamps is that you can usually reposition it to get coverage where you missed. And if you're using the Stamparatus, it's even, excuse me, even easier because you don't have to worry too much about anything at all. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Actually, we're going to grab our early espresso and we're just going to do the center on one of them as well. My chair is very squeaky today. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, a little tiny dab of early espresso right in the middle. Well, middle-ish, middle adjacent. And you know what? Actually, the Hello Ladybug stamp was another one that I wasn't 100% sure of until I saw it in action. Okay, so now we're going to grab our Stella. Now, if you are in Canada and would like to order any of the goodies that you're seeing me use today, you can pop down to my store, which is linked below. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. If it's a technique that I'm doing or just a random question that you've got about Stampin' Up! Or techniques, I am always happy to help. And I really appreciate the support that I've had on my YouTube channel lately. You have no idea what it means to me to have people watching and subscribing and liking. It's huge. Okay. I'm just going to kind of glitter up the center a bit as well. Now the back I'm going to leave plain. I'm going to do a little bit of tape. Flip this over, do a little bit of tape. I did that backwards. It's fine. Should have taped the back of this one. See, even if you've been at this for a while, stuff still happens. And it's all good. You just kind of roll with it, like getting things attached to your finger. Okay. So then all I'm going to do is rotate this so that you have full coverage. Sometimes I like a little bit fuller flowers. So I have actually occasionally done 3. And we're just going to stick this little guy here. And then we're going to attach these 2 together. Give it a bit of a push to give it a little bit of dimension. Actually, to give it even a little bit more dimension, and make this one stick up just a little bit from its mate, I'm going to put a dimensional on the back. And then actually 2 dimensionals on the back. I want it a little bit higher. If you are adding dimensionals, you do want to make sure that it's still thin enough to go through your post office's requirement. Canada Post, we call it the slot of doom, because if it doesn't fit, you are going to be paying parcel rates. Okay, so there we go. There's our flower. What sentiment are we going to do? Actually, you know what? We're going to use this offcut as our sentiment piece. We're just going to do a simple little hello. I think I've been getting a ton of mileage off of this hello stamp as well. We'll do hello, and maybe it's a good day. And we'll do our early espresso just to pick up a little bit of the darker color. And I just noticed I have an ink blob. So that's where we're going to position this guy. And we're going to do this backwards because I want to make sure that I'm not getting too close to the end. It's a good day. Stick it right back in the case so we don't lose it. And hello. that, done with that. And I think, you know, this isn't great. So I am going to position this to just cover that. It's the amazing thing with creativity is there's always a way to fix it. If you don't like it, flip it over, restamp it. Use a paper saver. There's so many ways. Let's see, actually, we're going to do this way. There we go. And I think we're going to pop this up on a dimensional. And I think we're also going to trim and make a little flag end. So to do the flag end, all you do is take your scissors and go roughly to the middle on each side. And then there you go, cute little flag. Now usually I only do dimensionals around the edge, but when it's a fairly narrow strip like this, I do add a couple in the center as well, just because I don't want it not looking right or bowing down in the center. Okay, and I think we're, oh shoot, I just gave myself a early espresso blotch as well. So we're going to fix that with some bling. I'm just going to reach just out of my reach, so I got to stand up and grab our rhinestones. Okay, take your pick. It's rarely a big deal when something happens, because you can always camouflage it. There's totally ways to mask it to make it look like that's the way that it's supposed to be. And it's handmade. I think if a mistake is made and the person who's receiving it finds the mistake, well, it makes it that much more special. We're going to make it look like this is intentional, and we're going to put a few more blingy bits there. Yeah, this needs a little bit more bling. And then one. I don't think I've used this many dots or rhinestones on a card in ages, but I think it really kind of pulls it together. So a little bit of a hot mess today, but you know what? You go with the flow, you see what happens, and it's not the end of the world. If a mistake is made, or you get ink in the wrong spot, or you put your stamp in the wrong spot, you can always cover it, you can always reuse it, you can always flip it over. So here's what we created, and here's our inspiration piece. So patterned paper, actually it looks like they may have stamped their own Versamark or tone on there. Flowers, leaves, little sentiment. We blinged it up. This one didn't have any bling on it, but you can totally take the inspiration out of the catalog, turn it into something that's your own. And there are hundreds and hundreds of ideas and possibilities in the catalog. So I really do hope that you'll give it the opportunity and flip through and take a look at the things that aren't the product. See how the pages are laid out, how the papers are laid out together, how the colors work together. Because I've seen color combinations in here that never in a million years would I have considered, but seeing it being used has totally flipped the switch in my mind. So as always, thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to hit subscribe down below so you're notified every single time a brand new video goes live. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you again really soon.